Whisper Library. We believe in books.
There's a quiet problem most people never notice. We don't actually think as clearly as we believe we do. In conversations, in meetings, even in our own minds, thoughts collide. Logic competes with emotion. Optimism clashes with doubt. Ideas rise and fall before they're fully understood. And what we call thinking is often just unstructured reaction. This is why intelligent people disagree endlessly, why simple decisions feel complicated, and why clarity remains just out of reach. But what if thinking didn't have to be chaotic? What if it could be deliberate, structured, even disciplined? What if, instead of thinking in all directions at once, you could focus your mind into one clear path at a time? That idea, simple yet powerful, is the foundation of a method that has transformed decision-making in boardrooms, classrooms, and organizations around the world. You're listening to Whisper Library. In 6 Thinking Hats, Edward de Bono introduces a practical system that separates thinking into 6 distinct modes, allowing you to approach any problem with precision, balance, and control. It's not about thinking more, it's about thinking better, with intention. Because when thinking becomes structured, clarity is no longer accidental, it becomes inevitable. Chapter 1. Putting on the hats. Most thinking is unstructured. We mix emotions with logic, ideas with criticism, and optimism with doubt, all at once. The result is confusion, not clarity. Edward de Bono introduces a simple but powerful solution: separate thinking into distinct modes. This is where the concept of hats comes in. Each hat represents a specific type of thinking. When you put on a hat, you deliberately choose how to think in that moment. Instead of arguing from different perspectives at the same time, everyone focuses on one direction of thinking together. This is called parallel thinking. In traditional discussions, people defend their positions. They interrupt, challenge, and compete to be right. But with the 6 Thinking Hats method, the goal shifts from winning an argument to exploring a problem fully. For example, a group may first focus only on facts, then shift to emotions, then to risks, and finally to creative possibilities. Each stage is clear, controlled, and intentional. This approach removes unnecessary conflict and replaces it with structured exploration. De Bono's core idea is simple. Thinking improves when it becomes deliberate. When you learn to direct your thinking, you stop reacting automatically and start making decisions with clarity and control. Chapter 2. The White Hat. The white hat represents neutral, objective thinking. It focuses only on facts, data, and information. Nothing more, nothing less. When you put on the white hat, you remove opinions, emotions, and assumptions. You ask simple, direct questions. What do we know? What do we need to know? And what information is missing? This way of thinking is disciplined. It requires clarity and honesty. Not all facts are equal. Some are verified, others are uncertain. The white hat separates both, allowing you to see reality as it is, not as you feel it to be. In everyday discussions, people often mix facts with interpretation. They present opinions as truth, or rely on incomplete information to make decisions. The white hat eliminates this confusion by creating a space where only evidence matters. It also encourages better questions. Instead of jumping to conclusions, you pause and gather the right data first. This doesn't mean you delay decisions. It means you build them on a solid foundation. De Bono emphasizes that clear thinking begins with clear information. Without it, every conclusion is fragile. The white hat reminds us that before we judge, imagine, or criticize, we must first understand. Because good decisions are not built on assumptions. They are built on facts. Chapter 3. The Red Hat. The red hat represents emotions, feelings, and intuition. It allows you to express what you feel without needing to explain or justify it. In most discussions, emotions are either hidden or dismissed. People try to appear logical even when their decisions are driven by instinct. The red hat changes that. It gives emotions a clear and legitimate place in thinking. When wearing the red hat, you can say things like, "I feel uncertain about this," or "This idea doesn't sit right with me," without needing evidence or reasoning. This may seem unusual, but emotions often reveal insights that logic cannot. They act as signals, quick, internal reactions shaped by experience. Ignoring them doesn't make them disappear. It only makes thinking incomplete. The red hat also helps groups move faster. Instead of long debates trying to justify feelings, people can acknowledge them openly and then move forward. However, this mode must be used carefully. It is not about emotional arguments or personal attacks. It is about recognizing feelings, not letting them take control. Bono's message is clear. Good thinking is not purely logical. When emotions are acknowledged, they stop interfering in hidden ways and become part of a balanced decision-making process. Because sometimes what you feel matters just as much as what you know. Chapter 4. The Black Hat. The black hat represents caution, judgment, and critical thinking. It focuses on risks, weaknesses, and potential problems. When you wear the black hat, you actively look for what could go wrong. You question ideas, test assumptions, and identify flaws before they become costly mistakes. This is one of the most valuable modes of thinking, because it protects you. In real life, poor decisions are rarely caused by lack of creativity. They happen because risks were ignored, warnings were dismissed, and problems were discovered too late. The black hat prevents that. It asks important questions. Is this practical? What are the risks? What could fail? This kind of thinking may seem negative, but it is not about pessimism. It is about responsibility. Without the black hat, ideas remain untested and fragile. But with it, you strengthen your decisions by exposing their weaknesses early. However, balance is essential. Overusing the black hat can slow progress and kill good ideas before they have a chance to grow. Bono emphasizes that criticism should be controlled and purposeful, not constant. Used correctly, the black hat becomes a powerful filter. It ensures that decisions are not just exciting or emotional, but also safe, realistic, and well thought out. Because strong thinking doesn't just create ideas, it protects them. Chapter 5. The Yellow Hat. The yellow hat represents optimism, value, and positive thinking. It focuses on benefits, opportunities, and what can go right. When you wear the yellow hat, you deliberately search for the strengths in an idea. You ask, what are the advantages? Why could this work? What value does it create? In many situations, people are quick to criticize. They spot flaws easily, but overlook potential. The yellow hat balances that tendency by forcing the mind to look for possibility. This is not blind optimism. It is logical positivity, a disciplined effort to identify real benefits. Good ideas often need support before they can grow. Without positive exploration, they are dismissed too early. The yellow hat ensures that ideas are given a fair chance. It highlights opportunities that may not be obvious at first. It also builds momentum. When people see value, they become more willing to invest time, energy, and effort. However, like every mode, it must be balanced. Ignoring risks entirely leads to poor decisions. But when combined with careful analysis, optimism becomes a powerful driver of progress. Bono's message is simple. Every idea deserves to be explored for its value, because progress doesn't begin with doubt, it begins with possibility. Chapter 6. The Green Hat. The green hat represents creativity, innovation, and new possibilities. It is the space where ideas are generated, explored, and expanded. When you wear the green hat, you move beyond what is known and focus on what could be. This mode encourages free thinking. No judgment, no immediate criticism, just the freedom to explore alternatives. In most discussions, creativity is limited because ideas are quickly evaluated or rejected. The green hat removes that pressure. It allows even unusual or incomplete ideas to be expressed and developed. Bono emphasizes that creativity is not a talent reserved for a few. It is a skill that can be practiced. And like any skill, it improves in the right environment. The green hat provides that environment. It asks questions like, what are other ways to approach this? Can we look at this differently? What if we change the assumptions? Sometimes the best solutions come not from improving the existing idea, but from replacing it entirely. That's the power of creative thinking. However, creativity alone is not enough. Ideas need structure, evaluation, and refinement. But without creativity, there is nothing new to build upon. Bono's message is clear. Progress depends on our ability to generate new possibilities, because every breakthrough begins as an idea, and every idea begins with the freedom to think differently. Chapter 7. The Blue Hat. The blue hat represents control, organization, and the thinking process itself. It is not about what you think, but about how you think. When you wear the blue hat, you step back and manage the entire thinking process. You decide which hat to use, when to switch, and how to guide the discussion toward a clear outcome. In simple terms, the blue hat is the director of thinking. Most conversations fail not because of bad ideas, but because of poor structure. People jump between emotions, facts, and opinions without direction. The blue hat brings order to that chaos. It asks questions like, what is the goal? Where are we now? What should we do next? At the beginning, it defines the focus. During the process, it keeps thinking on track. At the end, it summarizes conclusions and decisions. This mode is especially important in group discussions. It ensures that everyone follows the same path instead of pulling in different directions. Bono emphasizes that good thinking requires discipline. Without control, even the best ideas get lost. The blue hat provides that control, turning scattered thoughts into a structured process. Because clarity doesn't happen by accident. It happens when thinking is guided with purpose. In the end, 6 thinking hats is not just a method. It's a shift in how we approach thinking itself. Most problems are not difficult because they are complex, but because our thinking is unstructured. We mix emotions with logic, criticism with creativity, and end up creating confusion instead of clarity. Edward Bono's insight is simple, yet powerful. When thinking is separated, it becomes sharper. When it is guided, it becomes effective. Each hat serves a purpose. Facts bring clarity. Emotions bring awareness. Caution brings safety. Optimism reveals value. Creativity opens new paths. And control brings it all together. Individually, these are just ways of thinking. But when used together, they form a complete system for better decisions. This method doesn't just improve discussions, it transforms them. It replaces argument with exploration and confusion with direction. Because true intelligence is not about thinking more, it's about thinking with discipline. And that was 6 thinking hats, a simple framework that changes the way you think, decide, and communicate. If this shifted your perspective, then remember, clarity is not something you find. It's something you create. You're listening to Whisper Library. Until next time, keep thinking, but think better.